Welcome to my talk. I'll be talking about a framework that I've just recently open source. It's called canTot, and the title of my talk will be canTot, a canvas hacking framework to compile fun hacks and vulnerabilities. So, what's the agenda for this talk? Of course, self promotion, which is who am I, and then backstory and background about why I started this framework and project, and then a quick start and basic usage of canTot, and of course, simple demo onto how you can get started with canTot, and then if you have, I have a slide for Q&A, but you can just ping me at Twitter at shipcode if you have any questions regarding canTot, especially with installing some of the dependencies of canTot, and if you want a real demo about canTot. So let's start with Waman. So my name is Jay Turla slash shipcode. That's my Twitter handle. And I currently work right now as a principal security consultant at Viking Cloud. I do NetPen, web application pen tests, and a couple of IoT hacking as well. And then I'm also a Recon-ng goon and CFP review board. So despite my family name, some people would DM me if I'm the author of Turla malware. So I'm not the author of Turla malware. I'm Filipino. That Turla malware originated from Russia. So yeah, definitely innocent about that. And then I've also contributed to some auxiliary and exploit modules to Metasploit, including hardware bridge. So that's why this framework is also one of the things that I want to develop. And then I also organize the car hacking village at RootCon, or the car hacking village and PH. I would like to thank Robert and the rest of the car hacking village team in the US for allowing me to organize such event here in the Philippines. So aside from that, I also love hacking botnets. So I've written a couple of modules or exploits regarding hacking botnets as well. So the background story of canTot is it's actually inspired upon the idea of Metasploit's hardware bridge and the post modules related to automotive. So maybe you're familiar with Metasploit hardware bridge. It allows you to interact with the Canvas network using Metasploit, and Craig Smith and some other Metasploit contributors contributed some modules that can be used for pen testing your cars, also fuzzing the Canvas network, and also there's even a one module that I really like from that one, which they call as automotive PDT, which allows you to pop the airbags of your car. So it's really cool. I mean that module is one of the coolest that I've seen from Metasploit. So it is like Metasploit. canTot is pretty much like Metasploit, and it is a framework in Python. It's not coded in Ruby. It's actually coded in Python, and it's based on the exploit kit development kit. So instead of writing from scratch my own framework, I've used the exploit kit development kit for for interfacing with automating some of the vulnerabilities or fun car hacking vulnerabilities. So next, so this is the inspiration. If you use Metasploit, if you type or type in the console once you launch Metasploit, if you search automotive, you can see a lot of, you can see some of these modules. You got the can flood, and this is the one that I'm talking about, the PDT, which allows you to check for prep and pyrotechnic devices like the airbags, battery clamps, and then there's also some of the modules that I've actually contributed, just like the ECU hard reset and the diagnostic state using Metasploit. So the realization and development with canTot is the last Metasploit module for automotive related to canvas hacking was last October 2021. which was the module that I contributed. And I was the one who created the previous Metasploit modules related to car hacking, diagnostic state modules, ECU hard reset, and the Mazda 2 instrument cluster accelerometer mover, which allows you to fuzz um, the instrument cluster for Mazda 2 as long as you're connected to the bus. So I tried pushing some modules related to the Jeep hacks by Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek, but were closed by the Metasploit team. So this was the one that I actually tried contributing a year ago, and the module will bleed all the air brakes on the 2000. I mean the brakes, sorry, not the air brakes, but on the 2014 Jeep Cherokee. We all know that's very old, right? But I just want to, put it in Metasploit to have it as a reference and for people to try it on. But sad to say, it was closed, and you can see the comments in there that even with the defunct mode option provided, I am in favor of not accepting this module into the main branch, as I can see this module being reused by other community members or pen testers. Now, I'm not hurt on this one. I do understand their decision. So from there, this was actually the unreleased module for for the Cherokee kill brakes related to Charlie Miller, and you can still see the code even though it's closed, but it was not added to the Metasploit module, which is understandable because they don't want to build with the hardware bridge anymore. So another thing that I've known since then is there are a lot of open source CAN fuzzers and analyzers already out there. We have CAN tools, which is really good, and then caribou, which is one of my favorite for fuzzing UDS diagnostic services, and then the SavvyCAN, which is a good tool as well, and then the CMAP, which was presented by Robert, which is a good tool as well, and then the Canalizator, and then Kayak, and other open source tools out there, which I didn't just put it on the slide because there are really a lot, but these are some of the awesome and good tools that I've actually tested. So why not create my own framework that contains known CAN bus hacks and attacks similar to Metasploit? So I think about it and okay, why not? Why not try doing so? Because it's a good learning experience and also to improve my skill in Python, and also because I want to create a couple of contributors that could develop their Python for car hacking. So canTot was born, and I believe it is a fun CAN bus hacking framework that you can try, and maybe you can also help contribute. So it's a quick and dirty CAN bus hacking framework. I mean, there needs to be a lot of things that needs to be done, and I was hoping that the reason why I presented this is to compile other vulnerabilities and maybe open up other car hackers to contribute to this framework. So I want to start something out of the things that I'm doing with my car hacking research. So this is the screenshot. As what you can see, if you try to launch canTot and then search Tesla, there are two modules there. One is the Tesla Disable ESP ABS. This module will inject UDS data frames through gateway and disable ESP or ABS ECU at low speed on a Tesla Model S. And then we have the Tesla Open Trunk, which will open a trunk on a Tesla Model S 85. This was patched because this was discovered in 2016. But hey, the idea of canTot is to have known vulnerabilities and also to compile known vulnerabilities in automotive security. So the basic usage of canTot is there are three commands that are easy to be familiar with. You've got help, which gives you a couple of commands in working with canTot, and then you also have use, just like when you try to call a Metasploit module. So when you try to um, use a module or call a module, you just need to use and then the module name. So take, for example, use canDom. And then if you want to run the module, you can just type the command run. But there are also options, which I'll be showing it later on. So this is a sample module execution. And this module is what you call as reset mileage. So this module clears diagnostic trouble codes and resets the mileage. And as what you can see here from the screenshot, you just need to call use and then space reset underscore mileage, which is the module name, because that's the module name. And then just like Metasploit, you also have the show options. So if you try to show options, you can see the options that you can set. So for example, you have the ARP ID as the option 1, and then the option 2 is interface. So if you want to edit those options, you can just use set ARP ID, set space ARP ID, and then space the value of the arbitration ID, because this is the arbitration ID. And then if you want to set your interface, you can do it like this in the command. Set interface, set space interface, space, and then the can interface. So for example, if you have can 0, so set space interface space can 0. And then from there, after all of the options are set, you can run the module directly. And if you try to view the can dump, you can see the dump from there. So as what you can see here on there's a small image at the bottom wherein it says clear DTC, because I was using an ECU simulator from Craig Smith when I tried to test this. So next up, this is the code snippet of the sample module, and as what you can see, this is the snippet of the diagnostic module, and you can see here that this is how the option is coded, and then this is the main function of the module. So the frame data, you can see the frame data from there. And then let's check one sample module code again. So this is one module code that I've added. So this is the Cherokee kill breaks. And of course, I want to give credits where the credits are due. So this is from the research of Charlie Miller and Chris Velasek. And I gave a reference as well from illmatics.com. And this is the whole module, the one module from the Cherokee kill break. So if you use this module, it will bleed all the brakes on the 2014 Jeep Cherokee while the car is moving. So that's the fun stuff that I've added in canTot. So there are a lot of modules aside from that. So I'm gonna show a demo regarding the tool. So let me just point you to my VM. So this is my VM, and I'm running canTot on my Kali Linux. So just gonna try to zoom in, and you can just, if I'll give the link on how you can clone this one. So once you install canTot, this is the main files that you can see and the directories, and then you can just run python 3 main.py. So there's an error. I'll try to fix on that one because I haven't had this error before. So I'll try to fix on this one. And then I tried to run show modules, and you can see that there are 29 modules as of now, which are uncategorized, which I'll be fixing in the long run, or after a few weeks. So you have show modules, and then you got some of the modules that are here you have can dump, can fuzz SIDS, Cherokee kill engine, ECU hard reset, and then a couple of things like kill bus, which will perform a known CAN bus denial of service attack called the fire hose attack. And then we have the Malibu overheat. This module will flood temp gauge on a 2006 Malibu. And then you have a couple of Tesla open trunk, UDS fuzzer, UDS stack access fuzzer, and then PDO input output controller. So yeah, you can actually try to install clone the repository and try out some of these modules. So if you want to, search, for example, a certain module, take for example Mazda. So you can see that there are 3 matches, and if I want to actually try one of the modules, take for example the let's just say I'm gonna try on the Prius Spark kill engine. So I'm just gonna copy this one and then use the Prius Spark kill engine. So use and then the module name, call on the module name, and then show options. Okay. For demo purposes, we're gonna perform this one on a virtual CAN device that I set up. So vCAN0, that's the CAN device that I have, the virtual CAN device, and that's the only option that I have because that's the most important thing that you're gonna set if you want to use the Prius Spark kill engine. So we're just gonna try to run that one. I don't need to set up the options for interface. So if we try to run, it will do this, sending a packet that will kill fuel to all cylinders to the ice. And then if we try to do a dump, can dump. So I've already run the can dump module. So let me just try to zoom that one. So yeah, I did try to run this one, and then this is the message that will be sent to the CAN bus, and in my case, the virtual CAN. So here are some of the snippets of the code. So I'm using actually CAN on some of the modules, and then I'm also using pyvit for some of the modules. And here you can see some snippets from my code. Like I said, you can just clone in order for you to view all of the modules that are actually written on this framework. So you have the PG RxT8, which allows you to send or spoof the instrument cluster for Mazda RX-8. So there's the RX-8 RPM fuzzer. So there's a lot of things that I've included as well. And then a UDS fuzzer, Tesla open trunk. And then of course, some of this were discovered already. So there are credits to it and also the reference from the modules. And then kill bus, this is the typical fire hose attack wherein you'll be sending arbitration ID 0 and then frame data with 8 bytes for 0. So yeah, and then if you want to stop the attack, you can just press Ctrl+C. So yeah, that's it. And here's a sample video of an actual instrument cluster that I've tried with canTot. So there it goes. So this is me on the canTot, and I'm actually using the PG207 instrument cluster. So, and also this CAN device, SL CAN device, which is canTot Pro. So I run the PG207 IC mover. There's also a fuzzer for it. So that's why it's set to the maximum values. So it moves the speedometer and accelerometer for a PG207 instrument cluster. And if we try to start that one again, you can see the output. And we know that successful message was sent to the instrument cluster, and that's why it reacted that way. So yeah, I'm planning to really, put some fun things that you could try when you use canTot. So that there are some instrument clusters that you could try as well. So I guess that's it for the demo. And where's the download link for canTot? So this is the GitHub repo of canTot. It's under github.com/shipcode, which is my handle, and /canTot. So it starts with letter after can, it's big letter T, it's capital letter T, with canTot. And from there, you can see the modules. So this is the one. This is the GitHub repo, GitHub link, and there are some installation. So you just need to clone it and then go to the directory and then just install the requirements.txt for the dependencies of this framework. And based on my test, it works better with Kali and Ubuntu. With Debian, I have a friend who is actually trying to test that one, and we're still trying to fix the dependencies. And then after you've installed the requirements, you just need to run Python 3 main.py, and then you already have canTot. So yeah, if you want to try, just clone it, install the requirements, and then you have your own known CAN bus hacks and vulnerabilities. So let's proceed. So what is the roadmap for canTot? The general plan is to compile known CAN bus hacks and vulnerabilities. I want it to be a vulnerability database for CAN bus hacks as well, and spread the word about canTot so that I could invite other car hackers and automotive security enthusiasts to collaborate and create modules. I already have one friend who wants to contribute, and he said that he will be adding some of his fuzzers from the car that he is actually testing. So I guess he will try. So shout out to Pirup. I think he will ping with me with some of his scripts, and then he will try to port some of his scripts to canTot. And then, yeah, I've said this before, canTot as a vulnerability database for CAN bus hacks, known CAN bus hacks. What are my future dev plan? Improve other options and add info about the modules. So I'm trying to add the option info. So if you try to just, use the module and then say info, you can see what the module will try to do and also more information. And then add more commands from the directory commands of exploit kit. And then I want to add more fuzzers and also ECU unlock modules, and then some CAN analyzer module. And then, of course, I want to improve some exceptions to some errors, because maybe you will have errors when you try to send a command, some CAN messages on the CAN bus network. So I want to try to add more exceptions to that. And then other plan, maybe port some caribou modules. I mean, caribou is great. I love it. And maybe I want to port some of the modules that I really like to canTot. And then the other plan that I have is reach out to the author of CanTools, which is aka Yat, which is yet another car hacking tool. I tried to test on that Python toolkit as well, and it's really good. I've seen some good work from canTools, so I want to reach out and add something similar to canTot. So I want to improve canTot in the long run, and I'm inviting all car hackers to somehow help me improve canTot. So I do not claim to be an expert in automotive security, but I plan on improving my skills in car hacking and canvas hacking. So yeah, this is my start in compiling known canvas hacks. So I would like to give some credits to Nikhil Bogam for CVE 2022-2629 and allowing me to port his findings. His finding is actually part of canTot right now. I asked his permission. And then we have Charlie Miller and Chris Velasquez for their research and papers. So some of their canvas hacks are added to canTot. And then, of course, to Ian Tabor, Mintinet for his advices and mentorship. And then the Car Hacking Village for being an inspiration to me. It's when I go to DEF CON, it's one of the villages that I really want to visit always. And then Eric Ivanchik for PYBit and for canTot as well. I've used some PYBit uh, Python modules, which I've integrated with canTot. And then for Robert Leal, aka Carfucker, for the canvas underscore sids.py inspiration. So I've written a similar module to the canvas sids that I found on Will Carona's repository called CHV and then from there I learned that it was part of Robert Leal's or Carfucker's code. So I also gave credits to that one from that module, the canvas sids, and then Craig Smith for the Car Hackers Handbook and Hardware Bridge inspiration, and then of course memes and images from Google. And I'd also like to give credits to other car hackers out there who helped me on understanding some other canvas hacks out there. So if you have any questions, please do reach out to me on Twitter. Ship code. So my E is spelled as 3. So ship code. You can just DM me on Twitter or email me. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you to the Car Hacking Village for allowing me to present my talk or my framework about car hacking. And also, I would like to thank the audience who will be listening to this talk. And I hope that you can spread word about canTot.